Partners, in this week's report, we're going to be reminded of one of the most important songs in the history of this country and about how it inspired extreme patriotism. But before we're through, I hope to add a sidebar to the story that might truly amaze you. First, let's go back in time. The year was 1940. America was still in a terrible economic depression. Hitler was taking over Europe, and Americans were afraid we'd have to go to war. Golly. It was a time of hardship and worry for most Americans, and this was the era just before television. It was a time when radio shows were huge and American families sat around their radios in the evenings listening to their favorite entertainers. And friends, no entertainer of that era was a bigger star than Kate Smith. Kate Smith eventually had a successful daily TV show long before the other hosts, but it was their voice piercing out of the radio that made her the biggest female star of her time. And along with being a star, Kate Smith was also a super patriot. She had a dream of doing something to cheer up Americans, and that is if she could only find the right song. Sounds funny for Kate Smith, but that's true. So she contracted American songwriters. Irving Berlin was the big one who wrote White Christmas and asked him to write a song that would make Americans feel good again about their country. Now, partners, here comes one of those great American magic moments. That's what we call when something really extremely happens. You see, Irving Berlin just couldn't think of anything to satisfy Kate Smith's plan for a new song. He had what is sometimes called writer's block. But suddenly, as if it were hit by lightning, Berlin remembered a song he had written a full 22 years before. A song 22 years before he had written. Berlin presented the song to Kate Smith, not telling her it was one of his oldest songs. Smith loved it. So Berlin and Smith agreed to record the song, but also noted that they would not profit from it at all. You see, the two agreed that any profits from the song would go to the Boy Scouts of America. That song, of course, was God Bless America. But friends, there's another thing that you need to know about God Bless America. When it was first played, another American entertainer heard it and tears began to flow from his eyes. This entertainer was one of the biggest stars in the history of the country. He was anything but a softy. He later told friends that he wasn't crying, but that a speck of dust had blown into his eye. But we know better. We do know better. That classy American entertainer who was so moved by Kate Smith singing the great song, God Bless America. Yes, guess who he was? It was none other than Frank Sinatra. Yes, Frank Sinatra sang that song. He was so loved when he first heard God Bless America that he began to cry. Now, what a little known fact this is. Let's say all of their names again. Kate Smith, Irving Berlin, and Frank Sinatra. All of them We're great American musical patriots. Yes. Okay, partners, you know the drill. Click that big red X up there, and you'll be immediately brought back to our port page. This page right here. I love you guys. I love you guys. Go get 'em, Tigers!